Hey man, say man, you already know I'm finna say man. It's the lyrical miracle mouthpiece of South Street. Guess who the rapper, aka the Grand Ambassador of Flash Dynasty, here to lace your brain with some incredible and glorious game. Once again, man, here acting as your host in the capacity of the reluctant YouTuber. And before we begin, let me say this. If you like yourself, hit that like button. If you like someone else, hit that share button. And if you love yourself, hit that subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? And if you want more of entertaining communication, hit that notification button. That way your situation will be right every time I drop a video. Okay? All right. Now, let us begin. Now, what I want to talk to you about is a conversation that I was having with a friend the other night, man. And the topic will be minimizing the power of someone telling you no, right? And this goes along with dealing with people who may be dealing with the fear of rejection, okay? And that can go in different directions. That can go in whether you're trying to pursue your job or pursue, significant other or companionship and things like that. Yes, because if you let the word no stop you from obtaining that which you're out there trying to get, and like in the game, they call it campaigning. You know what I'm saying? In order to obtain something. And then once you have to obtain that which you desired, now it's time to maintain it. But we're talking about the stage of campaigning right here. And that goes for, if of those y'all looking for jobs, those y'all looking for significant others. And if you're doing like what I'm doing right now, being the reluctant YouTuber, worrying about the opinions of others and people saying, no, oh, get him up out of there. I don't like his content or whatever. Nah, you do it anyway, whether they like it or not. You have to like yourself first. So with that being said, you hit the like button. So what I want to go into is a quick little story about the conversation that I had the other night with a friend of mine, right? So, I know she don't mind me telling this story. So, the other night I was talking to her about the time that she had sold 300 candies for her son's football team and for a fundraiser. And she had sold over 300 candies in 2 hours. And I was there watching her do it. So at that time, when she was out there, we were in the parking lot, you know what I'm saying? And she would just go up to random strangers. You're supposed to do that, go up to random strangers and be like, hey, you want this and that candy and all of that? And I'll be looking at the look on some of their faces like they don't even want to be bothered, you know what I'm saying? And so she just kept going and going, and she was selling and selling. So I'm like, dang, she got good personality and all that. But I was sitting on the sideline thinking like, dang, you just gonna walk up to that person, he or she look like they don't even want to be bothered. They're putting their groceries in their cars and stuff like that. Me at that particular time, my mentality was thinking like, I ain't finna go up there and bother them, you know what I'm saying? But she was like, look, I was like, how could you do that? She was like, look, all they could say is no. And when she said that, it was profound to me, even though, it was like, dang, I didn't even think about it that way. That's right, because what are they going to do? She was like, all they could say is no. You know what I'm saying? Great. Great. All they could say is no. What are you going to, you know what I'm saying? What they going to do? They say no, go to the next one. You know what I mean? And some of us has built a whole monument of fantasized fantasize consequences for someone telling you no due to the fear of rejection. You know what I'm saying? Especially for you young men and some of you older men that are afraid to approach a woman and begin to, spark up a conversation with her in order, to connect with her or ask her out, you know what I'm saying, or get her phone number. So a lot of people have been struggling with that. And in times past, I struggled with that thought too. But it was only in a particular area of my life, because when I had a total recall with her, talking about how we met, I was very gung-ho when I was younger. That thought didn't even cross my mind about them saying no, yay, or nay, or whatever. I'm going to say what I'm going to say, whether yay or nay. You know what I'm saying? And because I was just young, active, and attractive, trying to make some satisfaction going on. You know what I'm saying? I was driven by, what I saw and what I wanted. And I went after it. I didn't give a damn. You know what I mean? But I ain't going to lie. When I was younger, much younger than like my teens, I remember I was talking with this girl named Ida, and she had liked me and I had liked her, and I didn't really know what to say to her. You know what I'm saying? When I was younger, I was kind of shy, a little bit. I didn't really have close encounters with girls like that and showing them interest like that. And my cousin Doozy, he's funny, he loud, you know what I mean, fly dresser, he always been this way, you know what I mean? And I said, yo, dudes, I had her on the phone. We was on the phone talking, got a phone number and everything. So I did get that much, but I didn't really know what to say, So I was like, yo, dudes, act like you mean, talk to this girl for me. And he started saying some stuff that I didn't even know you could. I ain't gonna tell y'all what he said, but he started saying some stuff that I didn't even know that you could say to a girl, man. And I was like, dang, listening to it, I was like, yo, this nigga crazy, you said that? And he handed me back the phone. He was like, yeah, I got you. The next time I met her, you know what I'm saying? We start at the Barrels and the Kenny's, you know what I mean? She kissed me and everything, think off the vibe of what he said to her, you know what I'm saying? And then, for some reason, I said, okay, I think I can do that too, And dude's like my little brother, so I was like, I ain't gonna let my little brother outdo me. I was like, heck no. So I had to pick up on the game quick. So man, so I started doing it. So by the time I ran into my friend, shoot, I approached her. She was on her way, busy, to a funeral. You know what I'm saying? She was on her way to a funeral. I didn't care. I just approached her anyway. Because we had met prior to that. And prior to that time, I saw her on the street. So I went right up to her. I was like, blah, 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 what's good? You remember me? Blah, 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 blah. And I didn't care, you know what I'm saying? So I was much more carefree. So, sometimes circumstances in your life or breakups or, you might be going through a downside period in your life. You might feel like, you might have forgotten that. So I'm here to bring a total recall so you can remember who you are and who you were, you know what I'm saying? And, begin to pull down the walls of Jericho of somebody telling you no. You know what I mean? Some of us have built a whole wall of Jericho off of somebody telling us and hearing no, telling us no. Now, you know what I'm saying? So now it's time to, minimize it. So I want to, but when she had told me about the candies, and I'm asking her, how you just gonna walk up to them, you know what I'm saying, and say that stuff? She just, was like, yo, all they can say is no. So back in early, 2019 or 2020, probably 2018, no, probably about 2017, 2018, I run into Gorgeous Dre on the YouTube channel. That's Andre Taylor, Gorgeous Dre from American Pimp. And he has his own separate channel. And he used to do these daily fires. You know what I'm saying? And I saw a video to where he was dealing with guys who are afraid to walk up to girls and talk to them. And you know what he said? He was like, all she could say is no. And I was like, yo, that's the same thing my friend said. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm about to do, I'm about to play it for y'all, talk about it a bit, and then tell you about the fuel that you're going to need to get over that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, let me let y'all hear this real quick.
So what I learned from that is when a motherfucker tell me no, right? I'm just like, oh, you just don't have enough information, partner. So I never accepted a no like everybody else was accepting a no, right? See, everybody else accepted the no and they just stopped when they said no. I'm just getting started when I hear a no. See what I'm saying? So it says that the war of attrition is by wearing down the enemy to the point of collapse through continuous losses. Well, see, that's what the classes is for. So that you're not indoctrinated. So you don't have to perceive what they perceive as a loss, right? So what they perceive as a loss is just fuel and energy for you. It's a direct opposite. But see, that's what the information does. It's a direct opposite. It's just fuel to you. Oh, is that right? You laughing like a motherfucker because you're just eating off of that. You see what I'm saying? They're the ones devastated, and they think that you're going to be devastated. Motherfucker, I'm just getting started. I'm just getting started. Everybody else impacted by the no. Impacted by it because they consider it a loss. I'm just getting started, partner. Whatever the obstacle is, I've been prepared to overcome them. I've been prepared to overcome the obstacles. I'm right where I'm supposed to be.
Yo, think about that. When I heard him say this, and this the video that I was watching, and there was another one, he was in the car. When I first heard him say, all they could say is no. But that's how I used to be. Like, if they say no, I would just come back with something else to see if they would bite on this line, or, you know what I'm saying? Well, why you saying no, girl? You don't know what you missing out on. Basically, I was conveying to her that, hey, you might be missing out on a real cool guy. You know what I'm saying? Or something like that. Because, I was like, yo, I got to have you. You know what I'm saying? You got to be mine. I must have you. It's a must have. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I was like, excited. And when they telling you no, that's where you supposed to be. That's your time to shine, baby. You know what I'm saying? But of course, if they continue and, they don't have completely no interest, then you just be like, whatever. But let me let him continue, because he's going to get into that.
I'm right where I'm supposed to be. Let's go. But see, that's what that fire and that mind is inside of you. That's what happens. That's how I continue to do what I do. Because I don't give a fuck about nobody telling me no.
Word.
I'm not offended by a no. I am not crushed by a no. When I used to teach dudes, that were asking me to mentor them, right? And kind of help them with their confidence, right? And I would tell them, man, go say something to the girl. All the bitch could say is no. Boy, yeah.
See, there it is. All she could, go ahead and holler at it, because go ahead, man. All she could say is no. All she could say is no. This is for all you young, fly individuals, you know what I'm saying? You young, fly men, you young, fly ass niggas, you know what I'm saying? Y'all looking good, you smelling good, you know what I'm saying? And you like, you out, you out in the prowl, you trying to meet you something, man. Yo. And you're a little hesitant to say something because of how she looked. She real pretty, and you might be intimidated by her appearance and feel like, oh, and you already subscribe to the fact that, oh, she ain't gonna talk to me, or she might be out of my league or something like that. And real quick, I'm gonna tell you a quick story. Look, I remember I saw this girl in a mall. I was with my man Righteous and one of his friends or something. One of them dudes that he used to hang out with. I forget his name. But I saw this banging girl. We was in the Cumberland Mall out in Marietta and Georgia, in the outskirts of Atlanta. So I was like, yo, she was so, oh God, she was so fine, dude. Oh, she was light skinned with the curly hair. She was thick. Oh, she was fine as a mug. I saw her, I was like, look, I got to know you. I got to have you. You know what I'm saying? Shoot. We got to get to know each other. You were so fine, shoot, your beauty came over here and told me to talk to you. I couldn't even restrain myself. Like, you know what I'm saying? I have to come over here and know your name, you know what I'm saying? Or get to know you. And then I just kept engaging with her, you know what I'm saying? And I had her laughing and smiling, you know what I mean? Because I'm charming, you know what I'm saying? And, so I had got her number and all of that stuff. I think I lost her number or something like that, messing with this nigga. But when I got back to them, Righteous and this dude was like a hater, you know what I'm saying? And he said, oh man, he was like that dude in Poetic Justice. He was like, what's in Chicago in Poetic Justice. Oh man, you ain't gonna pull that. She out your league. He actually said this. He said, oh, you ain't gonna get that. She ain't, she out your league. He's used those words. She out your league. I was like, nigga, she out your league. She ain't out of my league. I'm me. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And then I just started roasting him after that. Told him he had Abraham Lincoln insurance because his car was so old, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. I just started going in on him. and Ron started laughing. Righteous started laughing. I was burning him up, you know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, I brought that up to show you, you know what I'm saying? And at first she was like, no, or whatever. But I kept talking to her, you know what I'm saying? Because once she started laughing, I was like, oh, I got it now. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yeah, you like what I'm saying, don't you? Boom, 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 boom. And I just had that energy, you know what I mean? That fire, you know what I'm saying? But the key is, all she could say is no. You know what I'm saying? Let's get back to the video.
Yes. That's it. That's it, man. But you done. That's it, man.
Hold on.
But you done built that. It, man.
Oh man, my bad, y'all.
That's it.
Hold on.
That's it, man. But you done built a world of all the bitch could say is no.
There we go.
Yes. That's it. That's it, man. But you done built a world around this bitch saying no to you. You built a whole fucking world. You've made it so big to you. And it's the thing that you have made that's affecting you, not the broad telling you no. Right? Because if you let somebody telling you no be such a big deal, right? Then you make that shit so exotic. Make that shit just like everyday shit. And so you can laugh at it. You know what I'm saying? Bitch, you just don't got enough information. You feel what I'm saying? But it's the mentality is what I'm trying to tell you. So fucking what the bitch say no? Because once you get the mentality, right, you're thinking about getting past this bitch anyway. I gotta put my bid in, bitch, and I need to get to my percentages of mathematics. This is how I learned all this shit, man, through my experiences. That's why I always talk about what the information is. It's God's word and my experiences that work. You feel me? So dudes be so fearful because they put so much energy in a fucking no. In a no. Once you learn to minimize that fucking no, right? That shit be like water off a duck's back. So, whoop to you. Bitch, if you think that little no gonna keep me from coming at your punk ass, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to get at you.
I'm about to get at you. And that's the attitude that I had, you know what I mean? And that's the one I want y'all to have. You young fly peas, you young fly men, you know what I'm saying? You males trying and striving to be men. That's what I want y'all to have. You know what I'm saying? Minimize that no, man. Go for what you know. That'll convey to her that, look, man, I'm a go get it. I'm gonna go get it. You know what I mean? If I want it, I'm gonna have it. You know, I'm trying to have my way out here. You know what I'm saying? And that's basically what he's saying. Come on. Hold up. Then he mentioned, he had to get to this percentages of mathematics. I'm gonna go into another video, then we're gonna wrap it up where that explained even further. Come on.
You know, it's like when in the game when you sweating a girl, right? And it look like they ain't interested in you, right? And you keep staying down for the broad, and you sweating her, and you talking to her, and you end up coming up. But if you would have took on that energy that she ain't interested in you would have stopped. So it teaches you, go beyond the no, man. Go beyond the no. So what? Don't make it no be the killer in your life, right? Make that shit be light like a fucking feather, and you will be a fucking champion. Don't let no fucking no be your fucking killer that kills your motivation, that kills your drive, that kills your enthusiasm. That's because you done made it so fucking big. You did that. You did it. Don't never give no that motherfucking much power over your fucking life. That just one word can stop everything inside of your body. Stop every focus and every drive and every fire and put it out just by a simple no.
Man. And that's so real. That's so true. Yeah, there's a character, a cartoon character, in the Transformers. He's a Decepticon called Starscream, and one of Starscream's weapons is the null ray. And what the null ray do, it just nullifies all the electric flow in the body of another robot or mechanism. So a lot of us built up this whole monument of someone telling you no, like it got hit with Starscream's null ray, where it just nullifies your enthusiasm, that fire, that approach, you know what I'm saying, like that you need, you know what I'm saying, in order to accomplish anything, you know what I'm saying, the fuel, you know what I mean, and letting a simple no impede you and stop you, you know what I'm saying, for obtaining that which you desire. You know what I'm saying? And we can't just, we're here to minimize and bring in subjection the fear of rejection. Now I'm going to go to another video with my man Sinful the P, R.I.P. to the legendary, incomparable, irrefutable, incontestable, the masterpiece, mouthpiece, Sinful the P, R.I.P. To Philip Brandon Gilmore, a.k.a. Sinful the P. This video right here, I eat off this daily. He left this behind. He is no longer with us in the land of the living, but he left this with us, you know what I'm saying? And I eat off this as much as I can. And the topic is, he's dealing with the fuel that you're going to need to overcome the fear of rejection is confidence. Let's go.
Tell God to bless him, to give him a job. Nigga ain't even filled out a motherfucking job application. You waiting for God to sit up there and bless you with that woman that you want, and you scared to have a conversation with her. You don't want her that bad. A man gonna sit up there and have what he want, and stop sitting over there with some motherfucking panties on, being scared and shit, talking about, I wonder if she gonna reject me. It don't matter if she gonna reject. Nigga, you got to get over that fucking rejection shit. Especially if you gonna be, for you young niggas that's trying to call yourself pimps, you got to get over that shit. You know what I mean? If you scared of getting rejected, yeah, you're not right for the pimp game. Cause in this game, you gonna be rejected. Oh yeah, you gonna get rejected. You gonna get rejected. I've been rejected so many times, nigga, I don't even know how many times I've been rejected, nigga. You know what I'm saying? That shit don't bother me. I'm trying to hurry up and get to the bitch that I'm supposed to have. If she say no, or if she don't acknowledge, then that's a blessing, because at least the bitch didn't waste my time, nigga. I'm not thinking about the bitches that ain't trying to choose up or ain't trying to fuck with me. I'm trying to hurry up, you understand me, and find out, you understand me, who's smart enough and wise enough to fuck with me. There's billions of women out here. Fuck, I'm gonna sit up here and boo-hoo over one bitch talking about, no, it's okay, bye, God bless you. I look at myself as if I have the oracles of the game. As if I have the holies of holies of tablets of the game. If a woman don't want me, if she don't desire this information that I got, then that bitch is the best definition of stupid. And I don't want to be with a dumbass.
Look, people might say that's an arrogant approach on how you should view yourself, but I ain't gonna lie. When I was younger, I had that same attitude. I was like, so if you don't want to deal with me, that's your laws. Like, shoot, I don't want to deal with you no way, because you're not my reflection. You know what I'm saying? Subconsciously, and I didn't even know this, because I did a video about Remy Ma and Papoose, and what I said in that video is the thing that I learned from Pimp Johnny Dollar that I was already operating in prior to even hearing him say this. And he said, Mark, he was on Soft White Underbelly, and Mark, the host of that show, asked him, yo, what's the most important lesson you ever learned in your life as a pimp? I think he said as a pimp, or just an important lesson you learned in your life, period. And he was like, yo, the most important lesson I learned in my life? He's like, yeah. He said the most important lesson he learned in his life. I could play it. I probably should play it. I am going to play it. Matter of fact, let me play it real quick. Hold on. Let me do it real quick. Hold on. Let me do it real quick for y'all. Let me do it real quick for y'all. All right.
Rather than starting with her.
Hold on. Y'all give me a second. Hold on. Johnny Dollar. Let me tell y'all what he said. Hold on, let me just show you what he said. All right? Here it is right here. Hold on. Hold on. I don't know why it ain't playing. Hold on, man. Hold on.
Good. It'll bring me down.
Hold on.
But not.
Hold on.
Ever wonder how some
Pimp Johnny Dollar said, mess with the girl that like you, not the girl that you like. Mess with the chick that likes you, not the one you like. The one you like, you're going to accept all kind of stuff out of it. And y'all know it's true. Facts. You're going to accept all kind of stuff, but you never accept off another chick. Facts. And it might be another chick right next door that like you and going to do everything to keep you right. But you rather mess with this pretty girl over here that's giving you all kind of problems, you dig? That's how the world goes. Not just with the pimp and the whole game. A lot of people have a tendency, the right people they're supposed to treat right, that's loyal and dedicated, they overlook it and they treat the other people right. That mean them no good, no intentions. And that's life. If you're a supporter of the channel, much love and respect. And if you're one of them haters,
all right, let me get back to this. I ain't even mean for this to be that long, but check it out. Y'all heard what he said. Now when he said that, and I was like, yo, because part of me was already operating and having a total recall as I go into the hot tub time machine of my past and look and remember and recollect and retrospect and be like, dang, I kind of naturally was operating in that. I just couldn't define it. You know what I mean? At a particular point, because majority of the women that have been in my life was women that liked me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? They liked me more than I liked them, and that don't mean that I didn't like them, but they liked me. You know what I'm saying? And if a girl don't like you, shoot, she gonna fight you. You know what I'm saying? And I came up with the saying of my own. If the girl that like you will fight for you, the girl that you like will fight you. Why? Because the girl that you like ain't like the girl that likes you. And that's true. This is what he just said. So let's get back to it. Hold on.
The pretty boy here, man. What it is. Simple. What's going on, pretty boy? Coming up in here with that $5, man. Blessings to you, pretty boy. Hold on. Nakarashi then came up in here with the $10. He said, I'm gone, P. Holidays is trick days. The good shit tonight, P. Add this to the pop, P. 1. Good looking, bro. Hold on. Hit that like button. But I just have to sit up there and let that be known, man. You got to get over rejection. If you're going to be on the blade, or if you're going to be on the strip or things like that, especially if you're getting at squares, bro, you're going to get rejected. You're going to get rejected, bro. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get rejected. I've been rejected so many times.
Hold on.
You know what I mean? Just to make you feel better.
All right, I ain't going to let him go into that story. I want to hear what he says about the percentages that Andre Taylor was talking about. Let's see. Where is that at? Hold on.
It'd be like, you got to put on them Alan Hardys. You got to put on them Crown Borders. You understand me? You going to sit up there and kick the dingleberries out of... So I'm going to check. That phone number that I just... The game was pruning me. It was preparing me. You know what I mean? Getting me ready. You know? And once I came into contact with Dre, that's some game that, you know what I mean, my big brother had blessed me with from another mother.
Andre Taylor, that's who he's talking about, the guy I just showed you. You know, y'all should know who that is. That's Gorgeous Dre from American Pimp. You know what I'm saying? That's who he's talking about. This game or this information that he got from is talking about Andre Taylor, from that guy that you just listened to. Come on.
When Gorgeous Dre said, everything breaks down to mathematical percentages. So if you talk to 10 bitches, out of that 10, there's going to be one that likes you. If you talk to 20 bitches, it should be 2 that like you. You shouldn't be worried about the 9 out of the 10 that didn't like you. If they don't want the information, so be it. You shouldn't be worried about the 18, you know what I mean, out of the 20 that didn't want the information. Everything breaks down to mathematical percentages. So that means that if there's billions of women out here, then I need to be busy. And I need to have the mindset of it's only one of me, and it's billions of women, but it's only one of me.
Yeah.
So I need to stay available. He that making himself available will have situations that's profitable. But if you don't sit up there and make yourself available. If you don't sit up there, you understand me, and put yourself in a pimp's place, which is in a hoe's face, or to you young men outside of the game, if you don't make yourself, you know what I mean, available, staring at, you know what I mean, a fine, attractive woman, you know what I mean, you ain't never gonna have nothing.
Facts. You know, and I like that, you know what I'm saying? You know, and I use that, you know what I'm saying? A man's place is in the woman's face. A pimp's place is in the hoe's face. A man's place is in the woman's face, man. That's true. So remember, this is so, you know, you start feeling good about yourself. The glow, you know what I'm saying? Glowing up, not being afraid of a woman or anybody telling you no. Not being afraid of being rejected or being scrutinized or whatever. If they don't want to listen, they don't want to take heed, hey, so be it. It's billions of women out here. Billions of women out here. And guess what? You'll only see this fingerprint one time in this world. Past, present, and future. This is how important you are. Past, present, and future. You'll never see this fingerprint ever again. You know what I'm saying? And it's only one of one. You know, when God made me, he made me. Broke the mold, you know what I'm saying? And you got to feel like that about yourself. Like he's saying, you know, how I look at myself as if I have the holies of holies, the tablets of the game, the oracles of the game. Yes, you do. And that's the truth. You got to acknowledge that. You know what I'm saying? And real quick, I remember back in Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? That's like when I used to be out partying. Me, Jewel, Bruce, AD, Swift, and all that. And one time we went to this club called Visions. It used to be called Kaya, and me and AD performed there at Kaya one time. We was doing music, you know what I'm saying? And but they changed it into Visions, and Visions was popping. And that was around the time 50 Cent came out, and then 21 Questions just had dropped. So we up in the club drinking Grand Marnier, you know what I'm saying? Increase the Dawn strength. And then I remember I was getting at everything, just getting at this girl, getting at that girl, because it was an abundance, a sea of women in this club, man. Oh my God, it was so popping. So I'm getting at this one, dancing with that one, boom, boom, boom. And that, you know, and one of them, you know, was kind of feeling me and whatever. And that just kept going. And then once I stopped dancing with her and talking with her and getting her numbers, because I was just getting numbers from different women. And then I saw her, the same girl, one of the girls that I got numbers from, because you remember, that's what we did, just get, how many numbers can you get tonight, blah, blah, blah. And then when I seen the girl, she was all up on the next nigga, sitting on his lap and all that. And I just sat there and said to myself, that's the first time it hit me. I was like, yo, this is a numbers game. You know what I'm saying? And that's short for saying it's a numbers game. Is basically short for saying everything breaks down to mathematical percentages. You know what I'm saying? Meaning, and this was true. You know what I'm saying? If you talk to 10 women, one of them is going to like you. You talk to 22, gonna like you. Talk to 33, gonna like you. That's the percentage wise. Most of them are going to reject you. They're gonna turn you down. But are they really rejecting you? Or are you rejecting them by getting your percentages of mathematics out of the way? Get 90% of them out of the way, because it's really, literally, if you're going to deal with someone that's exclusive, someone that's fly, someone that's an intelligent, such as myself, hey man, that's only for an exclusive particular person. That's good. I am like ESVP or the VIP section. Everybody can't get in this realm, in this arena. So if they say no, it's a blessing, because at least you ain't waste my time. And time is the most valuable thing we got. You ain't gonna waste my time. You know what I'm saying? But this is for the MVPs. This is VIP, ESVP, baby. You know what I'm saying? This is exclusive. You know what I mean? You can't just be around me. Let me get her out the way. You know what I'm saying? And get to the one that's supposed to be that's magnetized to the information that I got. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm talking about. Everything breaks down to mathematical percentages. And are they really rejecting you? Sometimes rejection means protection. Most times rejection means protection and redirection. God don't want you with them. He could see the track that you will be on messing with them. You know what I'm saying? That girl could have you in jail, have you killed, have you set up, and all of that. You know what I'm saying? So, boom. Hold on. Let's see what he said right here.
Everything, remember that, everything breaks down to mathematical percentages. So, if you call yourself the pimpin', you currently, temporarily, holeless and doleless right now, ask yourself, how many bitches did you get at today? How many bitches did you get at today? Some of you are holeless and doleless, and you've been holeless and doleless for so long simply because you depended on pimps to take care of you.
All right, now what I want to get into now, I know he's talking about that, but what I want him to talk about is not only minimizing the power of someone saying no and overcoming the fear of rejection, but minimizing that what you see as far as being intimidated by that woman's appearance. You know what I mean? And being afraid. So we're going to get into that. Then I'm going to wrap this up. Come on. Hold up. All right here. Hold on.
Some people, you got to have confidence.
Hold on.
Always be with this bitch. And she ain't even thinking about breaking herself too. Sad. You sassy Mac, no confidence, no intelligence having ass nigga, you gonna sit up there, you understand me, and stay in that same location called nowhere and going nowhere. You sassy Mac ass nigga. But for you young people, you got to have confidence. Always remember, no matter what accomplishment she accomplished, no matter what car she's driving, no matter how many times she works out in the gym, no matter where she lives, no matter how good she smells, she's still a bitch.
Yeah, when I did my test edit last night for my first reaction edit, and this, by the way, is my first reaction video, I had this part highlighted. Because think about it. He said, always remember, it don't matter what she drive, where she live, what she got on, what she wearing, you know, how she look or whatever. She just a chick. He used the vernacular bitch because that's where they come from. You know, that's the vernacular they use in the street. And y'all know what it is. But she's just that. Come on. She's just a woman. Let's go.
She's just a woman.
See?
She's just a woman. Don't make her greater than what she is. She's just a woman. Okay? Don't matter if she was, if she, God forbid, don't matter if she's the president. She can be the president of the United States of America. That still should not hinder you from getting at her if that's what you desire to do. If she was the president. She can be presiding over millions and billions of dollars. Those millions and billions of dollars should not equate to you. It should not be more valuable than you.
None of that should be more valuable to you. Because if you think about it, is money more valuable than you? No. Is anybody on earth more valuable than you? No. Hell no. Nah. You know what I'm saying? Nah, all that, you know what I mean? All that, you know what I mean? That, weak, you know, I'm afraid that's weakness. You know what I'm saying? You diminish the light that's within you. You know what I'm saying? You're not able to shine. And then you're not able to glow, radiate, you know, in front of the people. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's like, nah, man. None of those things, nothing material on this earth is more valuable than you. The only thing that's more valuable than you is our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ and the Father in heaven, the Holy Spirit, period. You know what I mean? That's what's greater than you. You know what I'm saying? Because no mankind has made you so they can't break you. You know what I'm saying? Or degrade you. You dig? So no, materialistic. It don't matter what she got. You know what I mean? It don't matter. Because I remember, this is another Atlanta story. When I met this girl, I ain't going to say her name or nothing like that, but I'll just tell you, her profession, she's an author now. You know what I'm saying? And when I met her, she had like 5 properties. You know what I'm saying? Her credit was straight. She had a good job. She was very beautiful. Dark, black, chocolate skin, thick, all of that. And none of that matters if they like you. When they like you, none of that matters. You know what I'm saying? And in the capacity of her liking me, you know what I'm saying, or taking a liking to me, I wasn't intimidated by her having all these material possessions, or, you know, she having her situation straight. No, that I didn't allow that to minimize myself and in my own eyes, even though at that particular time, I didn't have none of that. You know what I'm saying? Only thing I had was a car and a little rinky. I didn't even have a job at that time. But she still liked me, still talked with me, and all. So it don't matter, bro. But let this continue so we can wrap this up.
She's still a bitch. I always remember, she's still a bitch. Stop playing with me and hit this like button. I've been sitting over here dropping these bombs and shit. Hit that like button. Hit that share button. I'm getting ready to end. But hit that motherfucking like button. Hit that share button right now.
And I ain't gonna lie, I had to stop him for a second, but look, y'all might get offended at the way he's saying his choice of words, but this, to me, this is my favorite part. You dig? It's my favorite part because it put everything in perspective, man, and keep you from putting her way up here and bringing yourself way down here. What? Nah, we don't do all that. We ain't doing all of that, man. Never. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm up here. You know what I'm saying? She's supposed to be down here looking up to you. You know what I mean? And I know some women might have a problem with what I'm saying, but hey, that's the divine order of God. First is God, then Christ, then man, then you, then the children. You know what I'm saying? That's the divine order. You men, you the leader. She don't lead you. You know what I mean? And like this gentleman right here, Sinful to P, my brother or mentor online, your opinion is supposed to have dominion in all situations. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to dealing with you. And if they don't agree with that, allow me to reintroduce myself. Man, they be, then you don't know. I have to reintroduce myself. But this is my favorite part. Y'all check this out. Hope this bless y'all. Come on.
And if you're not subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button. I might come back 2 hours or 3 hours from now. But I had to lay that on you. I had to give you that. It don't matter what she drive. It don't matter where she live. It don't matter what she got on. She's still a bitch. She graduated from Harvard. She's still a bitch. Bro, she make over $300,000 a year after taxes. She's still a bitch. Bro, she come from old money. She's still a bitch. Her father is such and such. She's still a bitch. She go to the gym 5 times a week. She's still a bitch. She own real estate. She's still a bitch. Come on, man. You can't sit up there and even go back to what bro said. Give her a reason. How you going to expect a woman to choose you and you don't even make yourself available to be chosen? That makes no logical sense. You know what I mean? Stop.
All right, hold on. And this is what you're supposed to do. You got to make yourself available, meaning you got to get active, man. Get out there and do it. Approach him. You know what I'm saying? Walk up, introduce yourself, or present yourself. You know what I'm saying? Your presentation, you know what I'm saying? So you can have a positive interaction with that person. You know what I'm saying? Boom. But what are you supposed to do? He about to get in before you even approach her. And worrying about if she gonna reject you. What's the spirit of, what kind of spirit should you have before you even get there? Come on. Let's see.
She on real estate. She's still a bitch. Come on, man. You can't sit up there and even go back to what bro said. Give her a reason. How you gonna expect a woman to choose you and you don't even make yourself available to be chosen? That makes no logical sense. You know what I mean? Start looking in the mirror and start looking at the best definition of important. It don't matter. You might say, I'm a dark-skinned man. I'm a light-skinned man. You might say, I'm fat. You might say, you got a little dick. You might say, you broke. You might don't got no car. You might not be the most educated individual. But goddamn it, you still a man. So whether you got a little dick, whether you got no money, no car, no house, your wardrobe might not be the best, you might not be the most eloquent speaker, you know what I'm saying? But when you look in that mirror, you still looking at the reflection of perfection. Regardless of your temporary circumstance, you are still the best definition of important. You are still fearfully and wonderfully made. And even though that woman, she might appear to be something, it's just an image. It's just an illusion. Don't allow her appearance to be the interference of you seeing the truth.
Man, that right there liberated me. But it's a constant deposit, you know, of this, what we call the game, this information, this glorious information that can liberate you from all kind of situations and be the medication to your situation. You dig? Don't allow her appearance to be the interference from you seeing the truth. He exposes it, whether you got a little dick or a little penis, no money, no car, none of that. Look in the mirror, because that truly is the reflection of perfection. You really are fearfully and wonderfully made. Now, one thing that he said earlier in this video, I probably will pull it up, is that, matter of fact, I am going to pull it up right now. Where are we at? We're at about 52. Let me go back here. Let me go back here. And I'm going to let y'all hear this part.
Then you value your own self. And I don't. See, because when you really value yourself,
hold on.
Number one, understand, I mean, hold on, here we go. You know what I mean? It matters not, you know what I mean, about all of that. You know, what she got going on. A bitch will always be just a bitch to me. Period. That's why I don't have no problems sitting up there telling it like it is, you know what I mean? Or approaching a woman, no matter how fat her ass is.
See?
And then some of you, that's your problem. You valuing an ass, some titties, a pretty ass face, something materialistic, then you value your own self. And I don't.
No, look, I'm surprised that I ain't even put that in from the beginning. I should have led with this part of the video. I should have led with this, because man, you know what the problem is? Social media, these images, advertisement, everything is so over sexualized. You know what I mean? Look at the women nowadays and how they dress. Very provocative. You can't tell them, you know, the hoes from the regular woman nowadays. You know what I'm saying? And that's the way it TIL. You know what I'm saying? Because of their attire and they be having a countenance of a whore within their face. They have pounds of makeups, getting BBLs and all that. But guess what? All of it is an illusion. It's not real. Makeup, that's not really them. That's an illusion. And I know it's going to sound disrespectful to some of y'all women like that, but I'm here to tell the truth and put some paint where it ain't and say what most can't. You dig? It is what it is. The truth got to come out because they're seducing you in order to reduce you to bread, to the price of bread. You know, the Bible says a whorish woman will bring a man to the a price of bread. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And break him all the way down. Why? Due to her appearance. You know what I'm saying? And then a lot of niggas is valuing body parts, ass, titties, BBLs, and valuing it. Don't listen. There ain't nothing wrong. She's attractive and all of that, but that's not real. And that's attractive. But guess what? Is it more valuable than you? No. No. Because what you gonna do? Sleep with her? That's about 5, 6 minutes, 30 minutes, maybe an hour. Then after that, what you gonna do after that? What purpose do she serve, or what purpose do you serve as being a servant in her life after that? After you so-called reach and climax, a climatic experience or orgasm. Come on, man. That's cheap. How is she gonna conduct herself after that? How you gonna conduct yourself after that? You gonna be a simp, you know what I'm saying? Or a trick, you know what I mean? And look, over this channel, we don't disrespect the simps or the tricks, but we don't subscribe or hit the like button as a part of our doctrine. You know what I mean? But I'm really talking about myself. You know what I mean? What I say, doesn't have no power over what you say. If that's what you want to do, that's your business. But as far as me and my house and my channel, nah, we don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a violation of the tenets of manhood. You got to be a man first before you anything. And I know this was going to be this long, but I guess this is for somebody and it's important. You know what I'm saying? Because it was very important to me when I started feeling weird, like I ain't good enough because of temporary circumstances. Oh, because I don't have a car, or because this girl told me no, or because, I just lost my job and stuff like that. Guess what? None of that matters. You know what I'm saying? And too many times in my life where I've had experiences with women that didn't even care about that. They just like me. And a lot of them provided me with the things that I needed. And that's how it's supposed to be. If you look at the Pride of a Lion, you know what I'm saying? Who is out there doing most of the accumulation and hunting? The female, the lioness is doing that. What is the king doing? He's moving the family forward. And that has been my mentality. And I was born with that innate. That was innate within me. No one ever taught me that. That's just the way that I was fearfully and wonderfully made with that mentality. You know what I mean? Some people maybe was form and fashion to be a simp. Or some people that, have jobs and they don't have time, they don't want to strike up no conversation. They don't want to go through the pain of being rejected or nothing like that. So they pick up and hit the streets and go and catch dates and become a John or a Trick. You know what I'm saying? To me, far as my standards and whatever like that, man, I ain't saying I never paid for a dance at a strip club, but I can count on one hand, maybe 3 fingers. I can't even recall it. Because when we used to go to strip clubs, my friends used to buy lap dances for me. But I was never really, I told you, it's just something that was within me. I didn't know. It's like I was born with that mentality that a lot of pimps have innately. I was born with the same thing. That's why I can relate to them. You know what I'm saying? But let me get to this part right here and how you should vision yourself. Watch this. And her.
See, because when you really value yourself, number one, understanding your importance and understanding your significance, man, you're not going to sit up there and have no problems approaching the bitch. So the first step is knowing who you are, your individuality, knowing your intellectual capabilities, knowing how special you are, by knowing that you as a man is the best definition of important. And by me being the best definition of important, oh man, I'm not gonna sit up there and think that a woman is more, important than me. Hell no.
Hold on, maybe he said it already.
So man, can you elaborate what game you've ever been?
Oh, okay, hold on. I think it's coming up.
Yeah, you must be new. You ain't watched or haven't seen my video.
Well, watch this, y'all.
But game is uncommon information.
This is the game.
That's what makes it game. The fact that it's uncommon. You know what I mean? It don't matter about, I told you guys, I'm going to talk to one viewer like it's 30,000. I told y'all
hold on.
One thing about YouTube, when you keep going live.
Hold on.
You know what I mean? You have, I'm uploading a video, you know what I'm saying? It's this game. Whether they take it down or whether they put it up, it is what it is. Just appreciate this game when it's coming through. But, you know what I mean, nigga, all of this, Hold
on, he might have said it already, y'all. My bad.
When she makes...
He might have said it already.
Like it is, you know what I mean? Or approaching a woman, no matter how fat her ass, she's still not equal to the recipient.
Oh, here we go.
You know what I mean?
My bad. This is what I really wanted to get to. I want y'all to hear this to see how you view yourself and to view that woman that you're pursuing. All right?
She's too attractive. For you squares, she got a career. She ain't gonna talk to me. She went to this school. She got these many degrees. She drive this car. Oh, she got this house. So y'all be scared, you know what I mean, to approach, you know what I mean, a bitch. Do I have those problems? No.
Why?
And the main reason why I don't have those problems is because a bitch is just a bitch to me. And it ain't no disrespect. I know some women, they gonna take that to be disrespectful.
Here we go.
You know what I mean? But I do treat women like the gift of God, but I always remember that the gift of God is not equivalent to the recipient of the gift.
I want, brother, Sinful, the P, may you rest in peace. I hope you in eternal peace. I hope you had that time to get your life straight before God called you home at the right time when you was ready. You know what I'm saying? But you did leave. Thank you for leaving behind that piece of information, that uncommon information called this game, this elevating information that leads us to illumination. What I like to term is the glow. You know what I'm saying? The golden glow, that same thing glow that Bruce Leroy had. Look, listen, he said, this is how you view yourself and that woman. We treat women like the gift of God because they really were a gift in the garden to Adam. But the gift of God is not equivalent to the recipient of the gift, who is the image of God, which is the man. And I'm going to let him finish and continue right here. But that's my little twist on it. Yeah, women are the gift of God, but the gift of God is not on the same level as or equivalent to the recipient of the gift, which is the man who is the image of God. Come on. So in other words, the gift of God is not on the same level or equivalent to the image of God, period.
Okay? So even though I'm treating her like the gift of God, she's still not equal to the recipient of the gift, which is the damn man. So by her not being on my level, you know what I'm saying, it keeps things in perspective. I don't care how many accomplishments, you know what I mean, this woman got. It matters not. Hold on. There we go. It matters not. Can you hear me? I see Yam and Breed up in here. Is my sound right? You know what I mean? But it matters not, you know what I'm saying, about where she live at. You know what I mean? Hold on. There we go. You know what I mean? It matters not, you know what I mean, about all of that. You know, what she got going on. A bitch will always be just a bitch to me. Period. That's why I don't have no problems sitting up there telling it like it is, you know what I mean? Or approaching a woman, no matter how fat her ass is. And then some of you, that's your problem. You valuing an ass, some titties, a pretty ass face, something materialistic, then you value your own self. And I don't.
Now, moving right along, I'm going to move on back up here and we get ready to close it out. You know what I'm saying? Get ready to close this out. But you hear that. It's about valuing yourself. And this even go out to you ladies too. Out to you women too. Value yourself. Because once you value yourself, there's certain companies of these dudes that you be meeting, you wouldn't even give them the time of day. If you really went back and went into the mirror and took proper stock and inventory of yourself, you wouldn't even deal with that dude, man. Straight up and down. But let me go ahead and finish this out. Let's see. Let's see where we at.
She know real estate. She's still a bitch.
No.
You've been told that you're handsome and fine and sexy.
Hold on.
You got magnetism.
Hold on.
You can be attractive, but a real hoe
Hold
ain't
on.
conversations with you. But now that you're in the lifestyle of pimping and hoeing, where things are a little bit different, a lot different, you're going to have to get at these hoes. You're going to have to sit up there and make something happen.
Hold on.
And I know that some of y'all in high school and college, you was told that you was the gift of God and you're just so handsome and, oh, you look so good. See, in this lifestyle, you're going to have that game flowing out your belly and out your mouth.
Ooh.
You're going to have to be able to convey that information. You can be attractive, but a real hoe ain't going to be attentive unless you got some game coming out your mouth that's informative. And she not going to think that it's imperative to get out of the pocket with you because you have not said anything that commands attention. You don't have that aura about you. Game brings magnetism. The reason why I'm in this empty ass room, even at 10:34, and some of y'all is 1 and 2 in the morning where you at, but you watching a nigga in an empty ass room talk shit because this game got magnetism. It makes you gravitate to me. Even in the empty ass room with no bitches shaking their ass, me not counting no money, you still watching my motherfucking ass in the chair talk shit in the empty room simply because this game is just that motherfucking power.
Exactly. And the same thing here. You know what I mean? Look, though I'm on the low subscriptions or have very little subscribers and very little views, you never know where this is going to go. But I guarantee you this. If you was to hear it and hear my spirit and hear what I'm saying and what I'm trying to convey to you, oh, man, it's going to pull you in. It's like magnetism. I'm going to be Magneto from the X-Men, series. Magneto just pulling you in, sucking you in like a vortex of this truth, you dig? Of this game, this glow game for show. You know what I'm saying? This glow game or no game. You know what I'm saying? Straight up and down. You know what I mean? Game for sale, glow game for show. You dig? So, I ain't got none of that else going on either. You know what I mean? I don't have to have nothing. But this will pull you in, suck you in, and it become magnetism to you. To where you have to become attracted because a lot of this stuff is dealing with something that's internal. So we're trying to go within to change the reflection of how you perceive yourself within. And then everything without would begin to be a reflection of how you feel about yourself within. That, my friend, is the glow. That's the golden glow. And it's glorious. You dig? When you start loving yourself and valuing yourself, you will stop being around certain individuals. You know what I mean? Some of y'all going online to meet these weirdos and strange individuals and stuff like that who are only masquerading themselves as real people. Meanwhile, that's only their representation. That's only their representative. No one has ever presented themselves to you. They're using these masks and these facades and all these illusions to represent somebody they have never presented to you. And when you challenge them on it, they can't defend it. Why? Because they're not authentic. That's not their authentic self. Hey, man, it is what it is, man. We spit game over here. We give uncommon information over here. We give illuminating information over here that leads to elevation. Over here on this side. And no, we have a presentation, you know what I mean? That's authentic, one of value and substance and authenticity. You dig? Now I'm gonna let him finish up and we can go on ahead because it done got me fired up. You know what I'm saying? Got me fired up because y'all need, somebody out there need to hear this. Some young man, some young woman tied down, got into a relationship and don't even know how you even got there. Because you done allowed somebody to come into your life simply because you weren't at that time valuing yourself. We're all guilty of it. You know, I've been guilty of it. So I'm not coming down on you. It is what it is. But it's time to take proper stock and proper inventory of ourselves, man, and get it together. I ain't even intend for this to be that long, but this is my first reaction video, man. You know what I'm saying? This might pull a whole lot of subscribers in. You know what I mean? And if not, I'll just preach to this jacket, to this TV, to this camera phone, to this computer. I don't care. God and the angels hear me. You dig? You know what I'm saying? It's out there now. I put myself out there. That's an accomplishment, boy. That's the glow, boy. You did? Huh? Let me let him finish up.
And once you get this game and you digest this in your spirit, them women gonna gravitate. You gotta be able to speak this game, though. Looking good ain't good enough. Looking good ain't good enough when it comes to this game. There's a lot of attractive guys that's bums in the lifestyle of pimping at home.
Boy, if that ain't the truth, I don't know what is, man. A lot of guys that appear to be attractive, like I used to hang with people who would consider my friends pretty boys, like my man Sean and my man Mega. You know what I mean? R.I.P. to my man Mega. It was like pretty boys and fly boys. You know that light skin back when that was in with the wavy hair and all that. You know, they pretty boys, but I would still be bagging women. Even when I used to hang with my man Itna, one time we was at Dave & Buster's and he was, you know, getting at this one chick, man. And he's like a pretty boy, light-skinned dude, you know what I mean? Back when we was out there campaigning and obtaining and maintaining, you know what I mean? Just getting it on. Dig? So he was sitting there getting at this chick, you know what I'm saying? But hey, she just so happened to like me, you know what I mean? And I'm just sitting on the side, being quiet, not interrupting or interfering with what he got going, but she chose up on me. Her eyes saw me as the prize, you dig? And then she started talking to me. And you know what he did? Like the gentleman he is, you know what I'm saying? Even though we don't speak that much no more, he stepped aside. He saw the energy, where it was going, and he moved aside. The same thing I did and I would do, you know, for him. That's how we used to rock. We used to be, I gave him the name Panama. I was Giuseppe, you know what I'm saying? We was out there running that game, you know what I'm saying? But still, it was like having a P partner or a player partner out there, you know, laying the Mac down. But still, she had chose up on me. But some of them dudes just be straight up bums. They don't even know what to say. You know what I'm saying? And they be looking good, but they're not really good men. Because they're not men at all. They're boys. They're weird. So you ladies out there that finding these dudes attractive and all that, you're not vetting them properly. You're not examining them because you have not examined yourself and where your values are, where your boundaries are, you know, where your standards lie. Y'all have diminished them or allowed them to diminish you. That's what this channel is built for. And I'm giving honor to my brother. So let me let him finish. Come on.
There's a lot of guys that's not excelling and going to the next level because they're depending on their appearance when they should be depending on their intelligence. Looks Make a woman look, but that's not going to hook her. That's not going to sit up there and maintain the hoe because you got a good dick or your appearance, you attractive. You look like Shamar Moore or Morris Chestnut or whoever the fuck they like. That ain't good enough. Looking good ain't good enough. You got to have some game. You got to have that game coming out your mouth. That's why a lot of you niggas don't be knocking on the track. You might knock a silly little bitch. You knock little special ed Ritalin little babies. But them bitches that have comprehensions, them bitches that, you know what I mean, are real hoes, they don't get attentive to you. You're not attracted to them because you don't got game coming out your mouth. And then when you even speak, you don't even sound believable. You got to be believable to your goddamn self before the bitch could even believe in you.
That said the point. That's the point. You believing in yourself first. Number one, priority. That's mandatory. I had to learn that. That's why it took me so long. That's why I was the reluctant YouTuber. Because I didn't believe in myself the proper way. You know what I'm saying? But now that I'm getting these deposits and these downloads from the Most High, look, you got something. He putting it deposit in my friends and family and stuff like that, saying, bro, you need to get out there and do something because you got something to say. You know what I'm saying? Just like I'm doing right now. I got something to say. You know what I mean? And this is my presentation. This is what's up. You know? You got to believe in yourself before that woman can believe in you. You got to believe in yourself, woman, before that man could believe in you. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. We can ready to wrap this up. It ain't gonna be too much longer. I'm gonna wrap this up. Come on.
Otherwise, you just wasting time, and you just a comedian right now. You saying a whole bunch of shit that you don't even believe in. You can be loud, you can scream, you can try to sound believable, but if it's not coming from your heart, if it ain't coming from your spirit, if this pimping ain't in your spirit, if this pimping ain't in your heart, that whole discernment within that hoe, is gonna tell her he's fraudulent. He ain't the real deal. He's not authentic and really in it. He's professing, but he ain't possessing. He confessing the game, but he can't manifest no game because the game ain't in him. And you can only give a withdrawal when the deposit is in you.
Here we go.
Once you become knowledgeable of the game and you come to realize the value of this game, the importance of this game, the importance of manhood, the importance of principle. Once you get all of this knowledge and you acknowledge the value of it in your everyday walk of life, you will really just realize that the bitch is only just a bitch. She can never be equivalent to this game.
He's just a woman, just a chick. He's just a man. He's just a dude. But the information, if you utilize it, and not just to be a hearer of this information, but a doer and activation of said information, the implementation of said information, you get the fire just like I'm getting from the same source that he got it from. This game that brings you to the glow and allows you to shine and get out here and let your light so shine before the world. It's the information. Someone need to come and knock on your door and tell you that you are the bomb, that you are the man, that you are the reflection of perfection, that you are important, that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. And stop letting all these negative thoughts about your own self enter into your spirit. That's the devil. That's satanic. You dig? That's what he wants you to be, because he's miserable. He has no future. His future is set. It's over. So he's trying to recruit those and all of us to join with him and be a part of his weeping and gnashing the teeth. No, that's not my destination, baby. I ain't going. The ing in the word going stand for I ain't going. Straight up and down. And then once you realize it, realize and you get all of this tendency of this value, and you really do start to feel it and it start to manifest and the spirit overcomes you. It'll become you to where you'll really realize that that nigga ain't nothing. That chick ain't nothing. She's just a chick. That dude, that nigga's just a nigga. And like he said in his vernacular, that the bitch is only just a bitch. She's not equivalent to the game. He's not equivalent to this game. Come on.
Because it's by this game that I wake up in the morning. If I lose every goddamn thing that I got today, the game is going to give me what I lost. It's because of the information that I can have restoration at any time. It's because of the game. I can go to prison. They take every damn thing. And when I get out of prison, I can have every goddamn thing that I had and then some because I got this motherfucking game. Once you value this game, you'll stop valuing women the way that you've been valuing women. You've been valuing women like a trick value women. You looking at these damn appearances. Get past that shit. That's a trick's vision. A pimp's vision is only that game. Yes, he sees that she's attractive. I'm attentive to the fact that you're attractive, but you're not more attractive than this game.
You're not more attractive than this game. You're not more attractive than the knowledge that I've retained. You're not more attractive to the information that is dwelling within inside of me, illuminating me every day, motivating me every day, telling me this. That is God talking and speaking and whispering his words to you via the Holy Spirit, empowering you. You're not more attractive than that. You can have a fat ass or big titties and pretty face and all of that, but you're not as attractive as that information that I just got, which led me to illumination, which is to this glow and to this game glow for show. You're not more attractive than that. I could see that you fine. I could see that you pretty, but nah, you ain't more fine and more pretty and more attractive, more beautiful, more elegant than this information that I'm in possession of, baby. No way, sirree. No, absolutely not. You dig? Let him finish because I'm really honoring my brother right here. Come on.
Because it's the game that picks me up when I'm down.
What?
It's the game that encourages me when I'm discouraged.
What?
And everybody's on one accord with slander and hatred. It's the game that's going to motivate me. It's the game that's going to provoke me. It's the game that keep on reminding me that the crucifixion is before the resurrection. And I got to go through this and go through that to get where I'm going. It's the game that keeps me being focused on being focused. This game, you got to get this game. You got to get the information. And once you start valuing the information, you'll stop devaluing yourself in this game by valuing the woman more than yourself in this game.
Come on.
But it is what it is.
Bring us home.
I didn't mean to give y'all all of that, man. I just meant to give y'all a salad bar and ended up giving y'all a whole motherfucking buffet of this shit. But I love y'all.
Love
I
you
just
too,
had
brother.
to come by for 2 seconds, man. You know what I mean? And give y'all that and drop that on you, man. I love you. Make sure you hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, make sure you hit the subscribe button. You know what I mean? And when you get out, you know what I mean? Look at that. Before you go out, look at that mirror. Look at the mirror of truth. Look at yourself. Look at the reflection of perfection. Look at the best definition of important. And let it be known that I'm a man. And I'm not going to be fearful of talking to any woman because I'm a man. I'm the best definition of important. Her ass, her titties, her pussy, them green papers with dead hypocrites on it, the car that she drives, the place that she lives will never be more important than the prize. And I'm looking at the prize. That's why I look in the mirror so I can keep my eyes on the motherfucking prize. I love y'all. I appreciate you. I thank you, man, for taking down the time to watch my motherfucking ass talk this shit. I love you, man. Stay blessed. Hopefully I'll be back later on. One.
Yo, and with that being said, I'ma sign off. You know what I'm saying? And like I want to, put this on your brain and lace your interior, decorate your brain with some of this game once again, man. And you know what I'm saying? And to let you know that you are important, you are loved. I love y'all. I know this is for somebody because I didn't even intend for this to go this long. I took out the time to give honor and respects and say rest in peace to my man Philip Brandon Gilmore, aka the incomparable Sinful the P, like Freezes It would say. Y'all go on ahead and subscribe to Sinful the P's channel. Let's run them numbers up. Y'all go ahead and subscribe to Andre Taylor's channel. Go ahead and run his numbers up and join the remnant. That's Andre Taylor as the leader, one of the leaders and part of the remnant. Y'all go over there, subscribe, and hit the like button over there, and have yourself a good time over there. Y'all go ahead and subscribe to Freeze Is It. Freeze, FreezeIzit. Go over there and give shout outs to Freeze, because that was Freeze's Sinful's homeboy, brother. They were real tight, and you can go over there and get some great information too. Y'all can also, come over here and visit with yours truly. You know what I'm saying? Where, we have prepared the feast, which all y'all are now prepared to dine. You know what I mean? On your way out, don't forget to hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that notification button. You know what I'm saying? Like, comment, share, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Just make your presence known. With that being said, y'all have a blast past. Wild now, greater later. Live the life of your design, so your life will be divine. For your So you can have a good time for the rest of your lifetime. Live the life of his design, so your life will be divine for the rest of your lifetime here and after. This is Guess Who the Rapper, a.k.a. the Grand Ambassador, Flash Dynasty. Lace your brain with some of this incredible and glorious game, man. As your host in the capacity of the reluctant YouTuber, I'm signing out. I want to say thank y'all for coming out. Yo, blessings. I love y'all, and peace. He didn't even record that.